So, all right, it started recording, so we're good to go.
Okay, good. Yuki, so we're gonna get started, and if for some reason it doesn't work or you need to watch it back, we can email it to you, and in that way, hopefully you get all your questions answered. Okay, and you can of course also email us, and we'll put our emails in the chat for you, so you have that as well for questions. Okay. So I'm going to try and share my screen, and then we will get going.
Thank you.
Okay, so welcome to today's presentation, and let's talk about GCC. And since you are looking to come for the spring, we will talk a little about the process for applying, and luckily we then don't have to rush as much, right? Because it's a little bit away, which is good, because usually the process of applying takes about 4 to 6 months. So the first slide here is, hold on here, let's see.
You open it in the browser, so I don't think you'll be able to make it a full screen.
You don't think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me stop sharing. I felt I had done it correctly, but hang with me here. I will try another way. And
Don't worry, I'll cut this part out, so the recording will start from the presentation on. So you're good.
yeah, please, right? Why is it not giving me an option now to open in
Adobe. Even if you right click on it.
Yeah, it says open. Oh, now it does. Interesting. Hold on. And then we're good here. Now I got it. Now I just got to get back so I can share with you guys. Okay. I'm getting good at this. Okay. So here we are. So this is our Student Success Building at GCC, and that's where our offices are. And this is our admissions team, which is our Director of Admissions over here on the left side. Susan, Apony, Leandro, and me. Me and Leandro work with our international students primarily. And then we got our cougar down here, our mascot for the school. And let's see, so here's another great campus shot of a springy day at GCC, and we can't wait to get back to the college, hopefully here soon in July. And on the left side, you will see our mission statement, which we try and implement in the decision makings that we do at the college, keeping a student-centered focus in the choices that we make to best serve you students. So where is GCC located? So we have the main campus, which is in Batavia, New York, that is right between Buffalo and Rochester. And then we have 6 other campuses that are located around us. But international students use the campus in Batavia. And we are 2.5 hours from Toronto, Canada. And then we are about 6.5, 7 hours from New York City down here in the lower part of your slide. And a lot of our students will go to New York City, and I think you were interested in studying fashion, and I'll talk more about that later, but a lot of the students like to go down to New York City for the weekend and see all the fun fashion and the garment district and all that down there. And little facts here about the college. In 1966, GCC opened, and today we have about 5,200 students on campus. But we still got fairly small class sizes, about 15 students per class. And some classes are a little bit bigger and some of them are smaller, which is nice. And then we got over 65 different programs. So I'm sure you have looked at the options that the college offers, but there's definitely enough to pick from, that's for sure. And then we have 150 students from around the world, and they come from 23 different countries. So there's a really nice variety of students on campus. We got something called HighFlex Learning, which is where you can choose to be on campus, or you can choose to be at home and logging in on your computer, and then the teacher would be teaching you from your own living room, which before COVID and all this happened, there was a really nice feature. And of course, in the fall and in the future, we will see more of these classes as well, with that larger flexibility for different ways of being taught, which is kind of cool. So some of our most popular majors, this is mostly, I think, for our American students, what they study, but we certainly also have a lot of our international students in sports management. A lot of them study fashion like you're interested in. We just can't, of course, bring them all up here, but just to give you an overview of some of our popular programs. Any questions so far? Feel free to put them in the chat, or just interrupt me. That's okay too. Okay. Okay. And then we got our healthcare studies here, which I won't get into and then spend time on because you are interested in fashion. So I'd rather spend time talking about fashion, okay? So what does it cost to come to GCC? So tuition and college fees, $5,487 is for the year. And then we estimate that you will spend around $10,000 for your room, your meals on campus. If you spend it on a meal plan, that's up to you, or most of our international students will buy groceries and cook in the apartment suites. And then personal transportation, maybe if you take a Uber somewhere, or need to take a bus to one of the biggest cities or something like that. But our local bus around town is free with your student ID. And then we estimate 1,340 for books, and that's a little high, but it's still the amount that we give to the government, that we require the student to show me that they can afford. And if they don't spend that much, that's okay. That's up to you. But this is just a good estimate of what it costs, $16,900 to come. And that's what you would show proof of to me in forms of a bank statement that you could afford that $16,900. And I, of course, would help you explain to you what a bank statement means and what it has to entail if you had any questions about that later on in the process. So SUNY Genesee stands for State University of New York, and there are 32 community colleges and 32 four-year colleges in the state of New York, and they all work together for transfers and cross-registration. So say that there was a class that you really wanted to take in another college, but we didn't offer it. It could be a possibility to cross-register with that other college. And also when you want to transfer to a four-year degree, if you would like to get your bachelor's degree one day, then we would also help you transfer out to those, that four-year school that you had picked. So, so those are just some of the services that we offer our students as they come in with us and get an associate degree and then transfer out. Or you can continue to go out in the workforce after your associate degree if you so choose. So we also have access and accommodations here in the US. That means if you need anything extra, that maybe you need more time testing because you have a learning disability or other types of disabilities, and the Access and Accommodation Office would be able to help you with those forms and how to fill out to ask for those extra services. And then we also offer a lot of tutoring. And especially for our international students, that's something they utilize a lot because of English as a second language. You're coming here to America and studying, and you probably would understand it if everything was taught to you in Japanese, but being that you're now learning it in English, it might be difficult sometimes, and they're able to help you with all that as well. We offer career services in order if you need help figuring out what you want to do long-term with your degree. And also if you maybe wanted to switch your degree for some reason, that's also something they can help you with. And then we have student success coaches, which are our advisors. So Jenny is the advisor for international students, and she is specializes in everything that got to do with your visa, your regulations as a international student, how to help you register for classes, anything like that. And she's great because she knows the international students and the little bit of a different needs that they sometimes have. So, so those are some of the other services that we offer. And then Mary Claire, you can take it away on this one.
Thank you, Camilla. So let me just minimize this a little bit. And if you could stop sharing your screen and I'll share mine.
Yeah, I always forget that.
That's fine. So Yuki, we're so excited that you're interested in GCC. And I just want to tell you about living on campus. So especially as an international student, there's just a lot that we can offer you, especially with your, would this be your first time being away from home for an extended period?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it just might be a little bit more comfortable. So let's get started. So at College Village, you're gonna get more than just your room. Where's my mouse? Okay, so within the cost of College Village is included your internet, laundry, so you don't need to like get quarters and go to the laundromat to pay for it. Your utilities, such as heat, water, and electricity. Parking, so if you decide to get a car while you're here in the States, it's totally free. A room phone, a basic cable package, so you can either choose to buy a TV when you get here or just go to the student lounge and watch with some friends. Our 24/7 safety department, and a maintenance crew, so there are no additional hidden fees or expenses. So with that 24/7 safety staff, they're here every day of the year. So especially as an international student, you might be here during breaks and holidays when other students go home. So you can call or text them if you decide to get an American phone number, or you can walk to their office in the Village Hall to ask for help in the evenings or after hours, or if you feel like you're in danger, they can come to support you. So every semester we do surveys to hear what students like and don't like so we can make changes. So your opinion really matters because we've changed our transportation to town for shopping, our guest policy, added new room types, and also more 24-hour quiet spaces for students who really want to focus on their studies. So what do students like? They like the convenience of being able to go to home games, events like grocery bingo, where you can win your groceries for the week, late night bonfires, heritage dinners, where students come and cook meals from their culture to share a little bit more about where they're from and what that means. Going to Saturday getaway trips to different places in the area like Buffalo and Rochester. Students really like the diversity and friendliness of people on campus. They say that everyone they meet is really kind. And also just the convenience of being able to go up to campus and join a leadership role and get involved, because attending programs is one of the best ways to meet people, make friends and connections moving past college. So some of the different things you can do: join a club or a sport, especially because sometimes they have meetings or practices in the evening. It's a lot more convenient. Or for, the fashion program, getting ready for the fashion show in spring, there will be a lot of late nights. So being right here on campus makes that very convenient. You could also do a leadership position like an orientation leader or an RA. And those are student leaders who help students get acclimated to campus and feel comfortable here. So RAs, we call them resident assistants. So they're student leaders just to help residents living on campus. So they take classes like you, they live in each building, and they help plan or just advertise different events on campus. So they can help you access resources. If you're having a roommate issue, they can help come talk with your roommate and you, or they might just invite you to different fun events on campus so you know what's going on. And that's some of our RAs over the past years, just having fun together. So some of the room layouts. My computer's slowing down a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so my connection's still good. All right, so this is the double room, which is a shared bedroom. That might change a little bit for the fall. We're still working out what that would look like. But in a normal year, over on the right side, the yellow squares are the bedrooms, and they have 2 beds, so 2 people would share each bedroom. And that's connected to an apartment style room. So there's a kitchen, a living room, and a shared bathroom for all 4 people in that space. And this is the cheapest option on campus. So if you don't mind having a roommate, you can save a lot of money with this option. And this is what that looks like. Just this summer, we will be finishing all but 2 buildings that need to be renovated. So you'll likely be in a space that looks like this. Okay. And we also have our single room layouts. These are the most popular. They do cost more than the double. And the yellow squares show that each person has a private bedroom all to themselves. In this particular style, there are 4 people still sharing a bathroom, kitchen, and living room. But again, they have the private space. So when you go to your room, you're all alone. And this is what that style looks like. So a little bit more modern, newer furniture. The students really like that counter space too. And oh, I'm sorry, Yuki, I will be sharing this presentation with you by email. So if you feel like you didn't have enough time to look at pictures, I'll send it to you in email so you can take your time. I'm sorry I rushed through it. This is our newest building. It's called a community style building. As you can see, there are 14 bedrooms around the outside, and they're all private bedrooms. But in the middle, you share the kitchen, the bathroom, and a laundry room on each floor. So this is a really great way to get out of your room and meet people. A lot of students from Japan tell us they really want to learn English. So to be in a space like this, you have a lot more opportunity to meet different people. So a lot of our international students like this space. And this is what that looks like. This just opened last fall, was when they just finished renovating this building. Okay, so just a quick look at campus. This is what you might see on move-in day. You'll drive up to the sign. You might see some people moving boxes around campus. And then that last picture, the Village Hall, that is our main office where safety is located. It's also where you might go to pay your bill or to ask for help with housing questions. And our staff is always happy to help with any questions you have about, what to do if you don't know what to do with your classes, where to go if you need help with tutoring. If you forget, we're always there to answer that question. So this is our basketball court, our rec court, or you could just sit out on the grass and enjoy the view, especially on a nice sunny day like today. And then a quick map. Again, this will make more sense when you get here, but we have 11 residence halls. They're all labeled A through K. I know they seem a little out of order, but they're in the order that they were built. So A, B, C, D, E, and so on. So this is where, once you get your housing assignment in your email, you'd be able to look on here and see which building is that. So there's just a lot of opportunities on campus, but also I want to show you about the resident amenities. So again, with that map, this chart here shows you which buildings have doubles or singles. It shows you which ones have student lounges or where your laundry room would be, depending on which building that you are assigned to. So even when you are working on your housing contract to say, I'd like to live in a double or a single, or I'd really like to live in that community style building, you'd be able to look at this chart with the map and decide what's the best building for you. Some students just tell me that they really just want to live in the building that's closest to the hill up to campus. So if that's what's important to you, you can ask for that. And again, I'm going to send that to you so you can take your time to look at it. These are the current rates projected for this upcoming fall. Something important to note, so you're coming in spring, so you would just need to pay the per semester rate for your room type. But if you are returning the next year, our contracts are for the full academic year, so fall and spring. Because you're just coming in spring, if you decide to be off campus in the summer, you wouldn't have an extra semester that you'd need to pay for. But if you have questions about that, you can email us anytime and we'll help clarify. So expectations and what to bring. We do have some policies to help residents be respectful, such as a guest policy and quiet hours. Again, it's important that people have their right to sleep and study because obviously we're all here for academic purposes. And if you want to read up on the rules and regulations of GCC, you can check out this GCC Student Code of Conduct, the College Village License Agreement, and we will be posting an updated housing regulations on our website shortly. We'll also be emailing that to you as an incoming student so you can read it before you get here and know what changes or updates are coming this year. Also, what and what not to bring. We have a list posted on our website that you can look at before you arrive or when you go shopping when you get here. So things you should bring: your school supplies, your bedding, your toiletries like soap and cleaning supplies, things to cook or eat with, summer and winter clothing because it gets very hot here in the summer, but very cold here in January. If you like music, we encourage you to please bring headphones so that if you're listening to music while you study, you don't bother anyone else. Things to not bring: we are a dry campus, so no drugs or alcohol are permitted. Even if you're over 21 or being from an international country, the drinking age might be lower there. Here at College Village, even if you're old enough to drink by American standards, you can't have it on campus, and that's just for safety. Fire hazards, so please, no candles or incense, no grills, and we strongly encourage, if you're trying to use vape, like a vape pen instead of cigarettes, you cannot smoke them inside. Students think they're safer, they really aren't. So if you use that, just don't smoke inside. Follow the posted guidelines. And again, you can check out the college and CV regulations, which are posted on our website. So what to expect? Expect to have the full college experience. So living in College Village, it's an opportunity to learn about yourself, make some friends, have fun, and just the convenience of being able to take advantage of any opportunity at GCC. So we strongly encourage you to consider living on campus. Again, I'll send this with you out to you so you can take a look at it on your own time. Please check out our website. And if you're interested and you want to live on campus this fall, make sure that you do your housing contract, which is available on our website. You can pay the $250 security deposit to reserve your room. And then you want to make arrangements to pay for spring housing. You would need to pay by December 1st. But again, if you have questions about that, just email with us. We'll help you out. And if you have any other questions, make sure to check out www.genesee.edu/housing or email us at collegevillage@genesee.edu. Or when you get the email from me, feel free to email back and forth any questions you have so we can help you. Do you have any questions about housing right now?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. So let me see if I can figure out to share again here. That's always a lucky draw. No, I think I managed.
You did it.
I did it. So Yuki, this is a really good slide for you to see because this is inside our large sports arena that was built a couple of years back. It's a brand new facility. And every May, our large fashion show takes place. And I don't know, did you have a chance to see any of our fashion shows on the website that we have done?
No.
No, okay, yeah. But there is, if you go under GCC and look up our YouTube videos, you can see some of the fashion shows that our students have done in the past. And they're really, really awesome. So our second year students put on the fashion show, and the first year students are supporting them in everything they need so they know how to do it for their second year. And it's a wonderful thing to have in your portfolio once you want to transfer to a four-year school, that you have already been a part of a very, very large fashion show already on your second year as a student. That's pretty cool. And it's the longest running fashion show in all of upstate New York. The fashion show been going for over 30 years. So that's really awesome. So we also got lots of sports programs and honor programs, and we have a lot of clubs. So I'm part of the International Student Organization, where we do a lot of trips and different events for the students. And we encourage both American and international students to participate in that, because that's just a fun club to get to know more about the US, but also more about other cultures. So for coming into Batavia and what we have in Batavia, so Batavia is not as big as Buffalo and Rochester, but it's still a large city. So we have everything that you need here, but we usually say we don't have all the extras. So we have one movie theater, right? We have coffee shops, we got supermarkets, but we don't have, like Buffalo and Rochester have maybe 7 or 8 movie theaters, and they have shopping malls and all those big things. So, but we're nicely located right between Buffalo and Rochester. So in that way, students go to either big city if they want to explore the big city. Most of our students travel into Buffalo. This seems to be a cheaper option to fly into to Buffalo. And then we also offer to pick up our students at a pickup location up there. So that would be, of course, here for fall, but again, in the spring, I'm the one that drives up with the bus and pick up the students. So, so that's a nice service that, that we offer. And then, a lot of questions are usually asked about campus jobs, if you can work on campus, and you certainly can. We just need to have your schedule made out first, and then you have to apply for it just like any other job. But there's campus jobs available. We just can't promise them because it's a matter of you have to apply and get hired for them. And scholarships, you would be eligible to apply for scholarships after you arrive on campus. And then those would apply towards your second year as a student. And that is why we don't have scholarships that first year, is because most students have not applied in time to also apply for the scholarships, because the deadline is January 1st. So, but if you already know that you would like to come to GC for spring and you have been accepted before the deadline for scholarships, you can certainly apply for the scholarships, okay? And if you have your SAT score, we would like to, for you to share that with us, but you don't need it. You just need a TOEFL test. And there you have to score 48 is our minimum requirement. And then we have advisors and counselors on campus to help you with picking your classes, or let's say you were homesick, or you just needed somebody to talk to about an issue that maybe if you didn't feel you could talk to me or Jenny, our advisor, then we would be happy to tell you where the counseling office is located, and you could get help that way too. Mary Claire touched a little bit on campus safety, and we are really a safe campus. In the time that I have been working here, I don't feel unsafe ever, but however, there is certainly help to be had if you did ever feel you needed somebody to reach out to. And another big question, how do I get my I-20? So after you get me the documents that I require for applying, I admit you, and then I would issue you the I-20. And that is what you would use to schedule your interview with the embassy. So you would pay your CVIS fee online and then schedule an interview, and they will give you an F1 visa in your passport. And that would allow you to travel to the US. And that process I help you through and step by step. So that's not anything you have to feel that you're doing alone. That I will keep emailing you and telling you, okay, I need this next, and so forth. So, and application process. So international students go online first and apply for seeking a degree, because you're coming here to do a 2-year associate degree. And then you will get an email back that says, now do the part 2 of the application. And that's the student down here, where we talk about the supplementary application that you fill out. You print it out and fill it out, and you mail that in to me. So currently we can accept it by email due to COVID. I don't know what will happen here in the fall if I have to receive it through the mail, but I can talk to you about that come fall time. And then we need your official high school transcript, and either they had to come be original that you mail to me, or your counselor can email it directly to me. That's another option. But again, this here is, if you just do the first step of applying online at genesee.edu under admissions and international, then we will prompt you to just go through the whole process. And then here, lastly, it's just about questions. And if there's anything you feel that you, that we didn't cover.
How long online class lasts?
That I could not hear.
Can you hear me? How long does online class last?
How long do the online class last?
Yeah, it all depends which semester, or like which semester you're taking. What I'm gonna do is I'll let Jenny answer that question, because she'll be your international student advisor. And then when it comes to classes and registration, she's the one that takes care of it. And it's also a good segue point of introducing her to you too, so.
So I need to ask about online classes. So typically the majority of our online classes, and this is for fall or spring?
Yuki would like spring, but I think she was talking in general. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of our online classes are going to be 15 weeks long. However, we do occasionally have some classes that are what we consider late start. So they don't start until 12 weeks or 7 weeks. But there's a lot less choice with those ones. The majority of them are going to be 15 weeks long.
Thank you.
And right now, Yuki, for fall here, our students, we still don't know what fall will look like. And I think once we know what fall will look like, we also know how to proceed with spring and all that. Yeah. But what we're definitely trying to do is, if students are not getting visas because of embassy being closed or travel restrictions, we are doing it so that they can start their studies online and then continue here in the US once they get their visa. or say we want to stay home for the fall and then come for spring, or, you know, but you can study at GCC and take a full degree 100% online for 2 years and stay home the whole time. Not fashion though, however, because fashion is a lot of hands-on, right? Designing and merchandising. And so, but 15 of our programs you can take completely online from home. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. So yes, we just introduced you to Jenny there, that is advisor. So me and Jenny is who picks everybody up at the airport and are kind of the go-to people for questions and, you know, anything related to international students. And then Mary Claire is anything related to housing and your living situation. Yeah.
And I have a question. So could I take other programs classes?
So if you can,
I choose fashion merchandising, I want to study that. So can I take other programs like other,
Like business?
Kind of like a dual, like
Yes.
2 majors at once. Yeah, I mean, so with any program that you pick the major, there's going to be a specific list of classes that are a part of that. But I have students all the time that decide that they want to complete 2 majors by the time they're done. So maybe they do business and accounting, or they've done criminal justice and general studies. So that's doable. Sometimes there's certain classes that are going to count towards both, but then there's certain classes that are not. It might take some students a little longer if they want to do 2. We also have students that sometimes just want to take something outside of their major, which you can. Like if you're a business student and you decide, I really want to just take a drawing class. Nothing's going to stop you from doing that. I just make sure it's clear to the student, well, this isn't going to count towards your major, but you're more than welcome just to take it because you're interested in it.
Okay, thank you.
yeah, and let's say if you wanted to stay with fashion and springtime, you felt that it wasn't a good time maybe to travel to GCC because of maybe Corona is still around, or maybe there's still travel issues, then you could register online and take a math class, take an English class, take some of those more general classes that are part of your degree, and then come next fall, as in fall 21, and then start into the fashion program, so that you're doing spring, fall, and in that way continue. But you did 1 semester at home.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of options. Gets a little confusing. Oh.
And about admission, do I need high school transcript? And because I have a bachelor's degree, so do I need that transcript?
Yeah, so I would need your high school transcript.
Just only high school?
Yes, only to be admitted. But then if you have done college classes at home, we would have you do them. Let me ask you first this. Are you a student from HIUC? Is that where are you?
HIUC.
No, okay. So we have some partner schools in Japan that where we are good about translating their college credits. Yeah, but you would go through a organization called WES, WES, and they translate transcripts. So say you have taken some classes at home that you would like us to consider, we could take those and look at them and say, yes, she took a math class at home, we can use that. And she took this class at home, we can use that. But it's not a guarantee, but you're welcome to submit it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So those are good questions.
That's all.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just putting the website for the translation company in the chat here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it stands for World Education Services. And they will tell you what something is equivalent to, or tell us, so we know if it's good enough, you know, for credits here. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
So what are you doing in the fall back home?
I just prepared
Yeah.
about study abroad.
Yeah.
And study other skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe work and save up a little bit of money.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that's a good plan. And do you know your TOEFL score? Have you taken the TOEFL test?
I will take next month.
Next month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we do have now, because of COVID, we could not have our summer ESL program. So we moved that program to the fall. So we do have students that will be in that English as a second language, lower level classes. And maybe you would want to take those classes in the fall from home and be part of that. So you had that taken care of before you came. And those students are allowed to have a score of 40 on their TOEFL test. But if you score 48 or higher, you can just take normal English classes. You do not need the ESL.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me know when you have your TOEFL score, and you and I can talk about if you would be interested in taking a class or anything in the fall from home. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if that doesn't work out, then we do have next summer, we do have our normal summer program again, where our students come for the whole summer and study ESL.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, lots of options.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So good. So we will we'll send you this recording. So you have it. Mary Claire will share her slideshow with you. And then you will have our emails in there as well. So any questions you have, yeah, go ahead and ask them to us. And then our spring semester is open online, so you can apply now if you are sure that you want to come, and if you need to take more time. And I would just think maybe by September you should start applying, you know, so we have time. Yeah, good. Well, good seeing everybody, and thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you